All right, everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Girlfriend's Guide to Homeschooling with Angela Jordan Perry, and I am accompanied here today with my baby brother, Cujo, aka Junie. Everybody say hey, everybody. Junie, say hey to everybody, all the ladies, the girlfriends and guy
Hello,
friends.
everybody.
Yes, yes, yes. So if you are looking to say, hey, this space looks familiar, and hopefully our internet will work with us and we can get through this recording. But I had my baby brother on my show when I first got started, and this was 3 years ago. He was episode probably 3 or 4, and so a lot has happened in these, this 3 year period. He's been homeschooling now, and going 5 years of homeschooling, and so he's graduated some kids, and they went off to these prestigious colleges, and he has 2 children. He's still homeschooling, so you can hear all about the details of his interview and journey on the podcast. So go look up Girlfriends Chat with Angela Jordan Perry. You can hear his full interview. So we just finished up our interview, right, brother? And
Yes.
one of the things you said in there, you touched on it really quickly. We didn't dive into it, and I want us to dive into it here. And that is that idea of traveling and schooling, which has now become very popular with this idea of world schooling. And you said, hey, this is what's going to be happening for you all. So dive into that, paint the picture, paint the vision for those who, want to school, and why it's a great idea to maybe homeschool if you love to travel as a family. Paint that picture, what y'all got planned, when it's going to happen, if you know, and what it's going to look like.
My phone went off a minute. Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can hear you. Did
Okay.
you hear all I said?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I guess I could say it comes from initially just from the love of travel.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a lot of that now for business. Um, so with the love for travel, uh, it also affords you a amount of exposure. So to incorporate that into the kids' education, not just travel experience, but exposure to different cultures. And for myself, since the majority of the places, nah, not majority, 99% of the places I travel, are places, populated with Black people.
Yeah.
It would just be a beautiful experience for them to have,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
to see how we function, to have exposure to meeting different people in these different places, not just meeting, but hearing their tongues,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
and learning their tongues, whether it's through the language or by the accent. But as adults, that's and is the purpose that as they become adults, then these same places and these same peoples and relationships they build,
Right.
they will also build working relationships, partnerships. So for myself,
Mm.
taking the show on the road homeschooling will afford the kids those things. They will
Yeah.
see me interact and see what I do, and
Yeah.
by nature, at a young age, build friendships and of course see the culture, see the history of these places.
Yeah. 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 And I'll be honest with you, as I'm thinking about that, while I think that's a great idea, and I just think about when we went to Ghana, we made 2 trips together in Ghana in 2019. We went beginning of the year. What we did? We went the beginning of the year, January we went, and then the end of the year in
Hmm.
2019. And that was such an awesome time. The first time we went for, right at 2 weeks, and then the last time I was there for over a little over 3 weeks. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And to be quite honest, while I love my kids, I couldn't imagine being with my kids on that trip. That was so fun, Junie. We were all over Ghana. We were
Yes,
all
yeah,
over
well,
Ghana.
yeah, when you and I went, we were all over the place.
We
That
were
was,
all over the place, and I could not imagine having to deal with my kids on the trip. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean,
well,
it was
I'm
hot.
so laid back. I'm so laid
You
back.
are so
So
laid back. That's why
I
you're
will
the
be.
best traveler ever. But I come with 5 deep. You're gonna be coming with just 2 deep now. And so I'm
True,
thinking about
true.
my 5 going with me all over the place. Like, nah, I just take this 3 weeks by myself
That's
or
true.
whatever. It's such a huge different dynamic. So but maybe it is in my brain, I'm thinking 5 and you're thinking 2. Um,
Well,
how does
no,
that
it's
look and feel for you?
at the same time you're gonna adjust to what
A
the
new
kids,
norm?
not just a new norm, but you're gonna
Okay.
adjust what they can accept. Some of the
Okay.
places that maybe you and I have gone, you and I in India have gone that were just so crazy busy or
Yeah.
packed. We may
Yeah.
not necessarily take the kids there.
Right.
You
Right.
know, for instance, Micola Market.
Right. Right.
We're not gonna make a day out at the market with them.
With the kids. Right.
If possible, but no, that's just too much. It's hectic. Somebody gonna run. Somebody's getting bumped into constantly. So those
Unless they
things,
strapped
no.
onto you, they tied onto you,
Right,
something like that.
right,
Maybe that would, but even
and
that,
that's
that's
gonna get
hot.
old.
Yeah, that's gonna get, yeah, yeah,
That's gonna
yes.
get old. So no,
Yeah.
you're not gonna do that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's some everyday life things and places, stuff that you
Hmm.
can do.
Yeah.
Whether it's or, or way a little ways of distance from the city, or
Hmm.
just outside the city. So the things you could do.
Yeah.
It would just be a little bit more held. I don't even want to say held back. When you're alone, you can do things. You
Just
know,
go. Make it happen. This is what we're gonna do.
just go. You can go to a crowded bar or something like that. So we're
Hmm.
not going to do that with the kids.
Just got to plan it different with the kids. When you got kids, you got to
Right.
plan different, and it becomes, and maybe I don't know if that's a selfish part of me, but you got to plan it around the kids. You got to make some itinerary with the kids in mind and stuff. And I totally enjoyed. And when I go to Jamaica, I'm not thinking about
Freedom.
taking kids.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
there's that freedom.
Well, another thing, another benefit is,
Yeah,
you know, you could possibly look into hiring a nanny.
right. Yeah.
Which and actually that's something that we
Mhm.
have talked about and have I have started working on.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Yeah. I
somewhat
mean, because that's for real,
reasonable.
for real. That's
Yes, I mean, and this is nothing because we're able to, and we're blessed to be in a situation to.
where you can do
Let me,
that.
let me
Right.
say that, and I understand
Mm-hmm.
everybody can't. So you
Right.
do what you can, but if we're
Right.
in a place, that I travel to often, and I can afford to have one
Yeah.
at a reasonable cost, then yes, I would
Yeah.
do
Make it happen. Yeah.
that. But otherwise, we'll make do. We'll make do.
Mm-hmm. 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 That's awesome. That's beautiful. So, when y'all planning on doing this, what's the hold up? What's going on? It's COVID affecting all these plans and all that.
As soon as the boys' passports get back.
Okay.
Well, and actually, I'm gonna say as soon as the boys and the two that are in school, um, away for college. As soon as
Uh-huh.
everybody's passports get back, then
On the
we are
move.
out. We are
Okay.
on the move, and with the cheapest flights right now.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
it's exposure. We like to move like that.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We can find cheap flights somewhere. That's what we're gonna do. And we can take everybody. Why
Mm-hmm.
not?
Make it happen. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Homeschooling on the go, on the road, and making. And you mentioned this in the interview that exposure was one of the best resources that families could have is exposure. And so this is
Oh
what
yes,
you're doing it.
yes.
Definitely doing it. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But for me, I don't know if I'm ready to world school. I'm ready to travel the world, but I don't want to be schooling. Maybe I do a FaceTime so they can see me while I'm there.
You know what? I mean, honestly, you know, I feel like sometimes schooling is all the time for me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You understand? It's all the time for me. If I feel like telling off, all right, let's read these signs. I don't feel like reading this, so you go
Yeah,
ahead and
yeah,
read.
yeah.
That's cool. And
Yes.
along the way, we all right, man. You count my money, or you do this. So at his age, schooling is whatever
That's
we make
right.
schooling is. That's age appropriate.
That's right. That's
So it
right.
doesn't necessarily have to be classroom.
Mm-hmm.
We could, if you go to the castles or you go to the beach, see the pyramids, that's something that you would find interesting yourself anyway. So
True.
that's what you're gonna do.
Right.
Or you just so happen to come up on a beach that's 6 miles long and nobody's there but you all. There you go, make a day out of it.
Right.
So it can happen in so many ways and look so many different ways.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have to let you know when we make it
When you
happen.
do it, yeah, I want to hear the
I have to let you know
report.
when we make it happen.
Yeah, I want to hear the report when you come back. So that's awesome. I'm excited for you all. I would love to be able to go with you to Ghana in March, but yeah, it is definitely time for. Oh, this is what I would say. It's time for us to. I need to get back and we need to tie up some loose ends, in
Yes,
Ghana
yes. I'll
that
be
type of
at
thing.
least a couple more times. Next month and then at least two more times before the year out. That's
Hmm.
that's the plan. 'Cause I got some business to handle.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
some business to handle.
We got
Yeah.
some, we got to finish up some stuff. So, well, very good. Thanks again, brother, for being up here. And I hope that even gave you all some insight. If you don't know what world schooling is, there is several Facebook groups, Black world schooling groups on Facebook that you can
Hmm.
connect to, and just see what people are doing. They're all over. I've interviewed many of them in Africa and Albania and just all over the
Yeah.
place. Mm-hmm.
No, if you find yourself traveling somewhere with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
get try to if you can find out what school is near where you will be, you can get in contact with those schools to let them know you're coming. And
Yeah.
I would like to have the experience of if it's possible, I know the times that we're in, but if it's possible, that it's not gonna hurt. Contact a few schools. I got students that we travel,
Yeah.
grade wise. What can we do? What can we exchange or share?
Right.
It's the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just think about that. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a great idea too. So yeah, thanks again, my brother Junie, and all of you girlfriends and guy friends for joining in. Be sure to check out his interview on Girlfriends Chat with Angela Jordan Perry. Again, he is season 3, episode 2. He is episode 2. So listen to that interview and get some insights and nuggets from him. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you, and we'll see you on our next show. All right, brother. We'll talk to you
All
later. I
right.
love you.
Love you too.